equation we are given two curves. We are told that modulus of y is equal to square root of x, and the second curve is that xy is equal to minus 4x plus y. If you are expressing y in terms of x from the second curve also, 4x is equal to y minus xy, or the value of y is equal to 4x by 1 minus x. Now the first equation implies that x has to be greater than or equal to 0, because y is equal to, or modulus of y is equal to square root of x. So we'll consider two cases. The first case we'll consider is whether y is greater than 0 or not, and that will happen if x is less than 1. So because x is greater than or equal to 0, the numerator is always positive. So the sign of y is dependent only on the denominator. So we'll consider the first case where x is less than 1. And in the second case, we'll consider the case where x is greater than 1. Clearly, x cannot equal 1, because in that particular case, this will not be defined. You can easily check that if x is equal to 1, the equation will not be satisfied. This would imply that y is equal to minus 4 plus y, which doesn't make sense in the second equation. So x cannot equal 1. If you're looking at the first case, if x is less than 1, 1 minus x will be greater than 0. So the value of y will be greater than or equal to 0. So we can write the given equation to be that modulus of y is equal to square root of x, and y is equal to 4x divided by 1 minus x. So this would imply that 4x divided by 1 minus x is equal to square root of x. So you will again notice that the value of x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 is a solution for this given equation. And if you are considering only the other cases where x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, we can cancel square root of x from the left hand side and right hand side. So 4 into square root of x becomes equal to 1 minus x. Now we can take square on both sides. So 16x will be equal to 1 minus x whole square, which is x square minus 2x plus 1. Or the equation is x square minus 18x plus 1 is equal to 0. So the value of x will be equal to 18 plus or minus square root of 18 square is 324 minus 4, which is equal to 320 divided by 2. Or this would imply that x is equal to 9 plus or minus square root of 80. We are only looking for the values where x is less than 1. So 9 plus square root of 80 will be greater than 1. So the only equation that is satisfying the only value of x in this particular interval is that x is equal to 9 minus square root of 80. This is one solution. We have x is equal to 0 as the second solution. And the third solution is when x is greater than 1. In that particular case, 4 into square root of x divided by 1 minus x is equal to y. But x is greater than 1, so y is less than 0. So modulus of y will be equal to minus y, which is equal to 4 into square root of x divided by x minus 1. We know that modulus of y is equal to square root of x, so this has to equal, this is 4x. This is equal to square root of x. So 4x by x minus 1, which is equal to minus y, is equal to square root of x. Or the value of, again we are not considering the case where x is equal to 0 because that has been already counted. So 4 into square root of x is equal to x minus 1. We square on both sides. Again we are going to get 16x is equal to x square minus 2x plus 1. Or x square minus 18x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the same equation as earlier, but in this particular case we'll be looking at the value of x to be 9 plus square root of 80. Because 9 minus square root of 80 will be less than 1, and that won't be counted. In this interval we are only looking for the values of x which are greater than 1. So the third solution is when x is 9 plus square root of 80. So these two curves intersect at 3 points. One is when x is equal to 0, one is when x is equal to 9 minus square root of 80, and one when x is equal to 9 plus square root of 80. The value of y in all of these cases can be calculated using the formula that y is equal to 4x by 1 minus x. So the correct answer is 3 points, option A.